What's up, LinkedIn? First video of today. It's a bit later on into today just because I was having a really horrendous headache. I would say it was more of a migraine. But slash the complaining part. So for this video, I want to discuss something of significance. I want to call it the formula of success. Okay. So I'm gonna use myself as an example of what you all are lacking in some sense or another in your own lives. In some way, some shape, in some form, we're missing one ingredient that we need to push us over to the edge, to the other side, to the side of greatness, to the side that will make us great. There's something missing, okay? So like, I'll give you an example for myself. So I'm chronically finding myself almost on a regular basis not having enough energy to do everything that I need to do. I'm simply, I don't know, I just don't have enough energy, willpower, however you may call it, to push forward to that next level, okay? So that's the element by which that I need. If I had more of that energy, or if I can find another mechanism by which that can help me achieve my goal, which is to get into politics, obviously, and to get into governmental services, official, whatever you would like to call it. The point being, though, is that I have identified one singular factor that's keeping me away from my goals. It's keeping me away from, or I haven't yet been able to crack. As of yet, I haven't been able to, because that's the one factor that I need to push me to where I want to get to. So if you look at my analogy for myself, I say I go to the gym every day, X, Y, Z. We do all these habits every day. So repetitious habits are good, but it's not to the point by which you can achieve what you want to get to in life, okay? So it's not enough just to do something every day, and it's not enough just to continue and to not quit. It's not enough. It isn't enough. We need something more. There has to be a special, it's just that special formula solution we haven't found yet. You're probably in that same area. You're almost to the success that you want, but you're not quite there yet. You're still being held back, or something is stopping you. You need to identify what is that's holding you back and destroy it. You need to find it, whatever that may be. Okay, so today, again, also what you need to recognize is that you're not perfect. You will not be perfect, okay? You're not going to have perfect days. Like today, I probably had one of the worst migraines I've ever experienced. This probably lasted 6 hours. It was not fun. But the point is not to complain. My point is that the road to success is a challenging, at times miserable experience. And that's the triumph by which you have overcome your own demons, if you will. But the point being, though, is how do we get to that next success? And rather than say, because here's another clarification that most successful people won't tell you. They won't tell you that 8 out of 10 people aren't successful. They don't become what they want to be because either they say, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm exhausted, or they'll say something like that. But in reality, that is still an excuse for you to avoid your own problems and your own solutions. Even being tired is still a freaking excuse. I know it is. Even at the moment by which I was so exhausted, I had nothing left, or I felt, but you still have something left. There has to be something left. because your success is what will propel you to the next step and the next level and the next level and the next level, okay? But even if it's 11 p.m. at night, you still have to propel yourself onwards and onwards. So my recommendation is this: if you're like me and you're near to the brink of success but you're not there, identify what is it that's holding you back. For me, my problem is I don't know how to give myself more energy. I don't know how. I'm doing all that I can, and I'm doing as much as I can with whatever I have to use. Okay, so mine is more immaterial. I don't know how to make more of it, but learn from me, from my own problem. I've been battling this problem for a long time. I don't know any way to put more energy into my noggin. I don't know how to do that, okay? I can only strengthen myself and meditate and discipline myself as much as I can. The problem though is that if your solution, so if we examine my own issue, my problem doesn't have a direct solution, because there is no direct solution by which you can fix that. Does that make sense? You can continue to have great determination. It's still going to be difficult. It is. It's going to be challenging. So we have to develop an indirect mechanism to get around the effort wall in some sense. If your solution is not direct, then search for an indirect solution by which will create your direct solution, okay? And if you can do that, then you will finally be successful. And that's what you and I want. I want it and you want it if you're watching this video, okay? Again, I'm giving up another example. If I want to bench 300 pounds, how do I bench 300 pounds? You know, I've been figuring that out. I'm still not sure. I'm still about like at 220. I haven't really gotten up, and I don't know how to increase it. So we have to, so basically what I'm showing to you is that a wall will come up at some point in your life. My wall came up earlier, but your wall is going to come up. Your wall will come up at some point in time. So you need to be able to identify where that wall is coming from so that you're able to prepare for it. You need to prepare. So I'll list 3 factors, once again, just to be consistent for this, that you can do in order to deal with the walls. I've been battling walls for a long freaking time. I battle walls on a regular basis, so I know what I'm talking about. The first factor that you need to realize about walls is that they're immaterial. The only factor of all walls is that they're mental barriers. They're mental barriers, self-imposed mental barriers that your mind has created to keep you within a certain preconceived notion of yourself. Okay? That's the first thing you need to realize about walls. Even pain is just a wall of the mind to create a limitation, impose an apparent limitation upon you. Pain is relative. It doesn't really exist. At least in my view, it doesn't. So you need to realize that your own beliefs are your own limits. Any belief that you hold is your limit. So you must let go of your beliefs to generate your next level, okay? The second factor you need to identify is, I would say, not get help. I'm not really a fan of mentors. I really am not a fan of mentors. Excluding myself, I would recommend you get a mentor so you don't have to go through what I go through. I have to use the most inefficient mechanisms to generate success. And it's a pain. Except that's just my own personality. I don't want a mentor. But if you can get a mentor, more power to you, because you're going to be able to get a lot farther than me. And I really recommend you do. I find a mentor, but okay, so let me clarify that. The mentor will come to you. If you noticed in my previous videos, Success will only come to you when you're becoming the process of success. If you're a loser, you're not going to get a mentor. Plain and simple, because he could be using his time elsewhere. Why is he going to waste it on you? What do you have to offer? Nothing. Okay? So, you need to become in the act of becoming. And then obviously the final factor is find your secret sauce. There's something that's stopping every one of you and me from becoming successful. Or your definition of success is different than my definition. But the point being is there's something that was, if we look at the successful people, we need to study them. What separates them from us? What is that defining factor? What's the defining factor that makes a Theodore Roosevelt and the only one that only makes a somewhat of an above average man? He's just as hungry as Theodore. He struggles just as much as Theodore, but he will never become him. If we examine the strenuous life, it means putting yourself out in the wild, struggling, fighting, taking the pain chronically, regularly, feeling it and loving it. Okay? What is the secret sauce? If we examine it, Theodore's secret sauce was his father. He worshipped him. Theodore Roosevelt Sr. was an incredibly good person. So find what your secret sauce is, or study another successful person and use their secret sauce and find something that works for you. Because ultimately, that's the one factor that you need to finally become successful. Not just kind of be successful. Not sort of, I am successful. I can say I know it. I know it. I know I'm successful. When you find that, you're going to be like, I know it now. I know it. I know beyond a reasonable doubt I will crush the competition. I know it. Okay? So, I mean, I don't really have anything else to add, but just in conclusion, also remember, recognize you're not perfect. You ain't perfect. I would say that's one of the more important factors to realize. I mean, I think I had a test like a week ago and I got an F on it. That's uncharacteristic for me, but I didn't study and I wasn't prepared. Okay, so even when you become successful, don't act as if you're not immune to the failures of life, because you're not. You're still just a man. You're just a man. So recognize that. Thank you, LinkedIn and YouTube. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment box below and subscribe.